はい。それで今ですね、一つやっぱり日本人として心配なことはですね、去年政権が変わって、結構中国寄りのいろんなことがあったりしたわけですけど、それすごい日本人としては心配なんですけど。
Yes, we are pro-China, but we are pro-Japan also. We've been friends with Japan, as I mentioned before, for a very long time. And not just friends. Japan and Sri Lanka has a special bond. And that is shown by the recent survey of the Japanese popularity in Sri Lanka, which is as high as 94%. The people are the country. The politicians, they come and they get elected and they move on. So the people of Sri Lanka love Japan, and that's the message I bring. And also, the current administration are friends of Japan. The current administration's foreign policy is India first, neutrality. That is public. India first, neutrality. We want to do business with Japan, and this is the message I have been given. I think that's why a part of the reason I'm here, to explain clearly to Japan what we need, and we need what we need so that Japan can help us. Sometimes there are situations where things take too long. And because of the political winds, they change. But if we can have an open resolution, Sri Lanka wants to do business with Japan.
ちょっと具体的な話になるんですけど、去年ですね、日本との契約で港のことと、あと鉄道の件で契約がちょっと変わったっていうのがあるんですけど、そのことも聞いても大丈夫でしょうか。
It has been a myth that LRT project was cancelled from Japan. That was not the case. The case was COVID. Because of COVID, Sri Lanka's tourism, which is the number one foreign exchange earner now, was reduced by 90%. Exports were reduced by about 30%. And the other biggest Sri Lanka's foreign exchange earner is foreign remittances. Approximately 20% of the Sri Lankan population lives overseas, and they send money back home. And the remittances have gone down significantly in 2020. As a result, the government had to look at and change their policy towards borrowing, because there was not enough foreign exchange to pay back the debts. So they came up with a new policy decision called the Boot, Build, Operate, Own and Transfer, without borrowing money for commercially viable projects. So LRT was a commercial viable project. So what we said was, we are not going to borrow from Japan. Instead, we will invite a private conglomerate to come and invest. With Sri Lanka and Japan partnership, invest. And as a boot concept, which will be transferred back to the government. Just like the ECT, the terminal at the port, the Eastern Terminal. Eastern Terminal was going to be owned 51% by Sri Lankan government, 49% by India and Japan. India was never India always felt that the other port that China operates, which was 85% owned by China and 15% Sri Lanka, India felt Sri Lanka should offer the same terms. After 2 years of negotiations, due to technicalities and due to issues of Advani, the Indian private conglomerate, wanting to manage and have the majority control of the management. And due to the time of the negotiations, the Sri Lanka Port Authority, also the 100% of the unions felt this was not in the best interest of the country. Also, the clergy, more and more clergy felt this was not in the best interest of the country. Even the ruling party ministers started showing up opposition. So we are a democracy. We are one of the oldest democracies, especially in Asia. As a democracy, the politics matter if the ruling party is at danger. And we have to listen. We have to listen to the people. So that's why we had to give it to the government, decided to give it to the Sri Lanka Port Authority. But they offered the same terms as they gave to China, to India and Japan. They offered 85% of the western port and 35-year lease. Exact same terms. So India and Japan can be happy. They offered the same terms. And my advice to my Japanese friends is, please grab this opportunity before it's another 2 years and the Sri Lankan people's sentiment change. Now, everybody has come out in public and agreed the Western terminal should be given to India and Japan. And this is sometimes the issue. Japan, India sometimes take a long time to make the decision. China makes a decision fast. So my advice is, please make the decision fast and act on it. So all three countries can reap the benefits.